Hey there everybody, welcome to beautiful Mackinac Island and spring cleanup season. We're up here on the iconic and stunning East Bluff, diving into a property, doing all the spring cleanup chores, and it's a beautiful sunny day. We thought it'd be fun to do a little video and show you through what we got going on, so let's check it out. Okay, so we're in this beautiful, beautiful garden here on Mackinac Island, diving into our spring cleanup chores. And the name of the game today is getting into a lot of these perennial beds. We're sort of dividing and getting a lot of these perennials back into shape, into the size that we like to see here. So about a dinner plate or a little larger for these daylilies. Clean them up, so I'll come back and get some of this cleaned out and make sure that can have a little bit of room to breathe and have a nice bouquet there. Our peonies are just starting to pop up, but we know they're gonna go crazy pretty soon. So we've already got a little bit of some cages on there. This one still needs a cage and some support. Back here, this is a really beautiful Clematis. And I know it doesn't look like much right now, but seeing this Clematis here, it's got some really great vigor. This is an old Clematis. And we just have to get in here, kind of dig it up just a little bit to loosen it and get these daylilies out of here so that it can climb up on this fence and thrive. So that's kind of the name of the game. We're diving into these beds. There's a lot of perennials that are, just waking up. As you can see over here, we've got a really nice big bank of astilbe, and that's all they are right now. These astilbes that will be absolutely beautiful. These are a really pretty light pink astilbe, if I do remember right. And you'll see some hostas right here. This is a nice variegated hosta that comes up. So we've got a nice little triangulation of hosta and then some astilbe in a triangle as well, and then a clump of Cimicifusia. This is Chocoholic Cimicifusia back here in the corner that gets quite big and flowers in the fall and actually keeps that dramatic like purple foliage all throughout the summer season. This bed over here is new. We just planted and redid all of this last year with a nice kind of formal clean boxwood back there, some dwarf little astilbes in there, some lamium, some heucherella, and foam flower and such. So this is a really fun little bed that fills out quite nicely with this mix of small little perennials there. That was a fun one. There's also some Irish moss. This is a great plant. So this Irish moss here, we'll kind of dot in here into some of these spaces and let it sort of take over that edge. You see, here's a little grass getting in here, so we got to pull him out, get rid of that. But see this Irish moss here, such a great plant. You can take it and sort of dot it in right along this edge, right in through here, and it'll blanket this bed. And this lamium, heuchera, and these dwarf little baby astilbes will come up and just fill this right out in no time. So that was a fun little one to redesign there. Over here you see we've got kind of a mess around the pool here, making sure that we're not getting all of our dirt and debris and stuff into the pool. So as we go, every hour or so we're sweeping through and blowing through and kind of cleaning up as we go, because it can turn into quite a mess pretty quickly. But in this bed here, you'll see we've got more and more of these just classic herbaceous perennials. This is designed and planted to be a real classic Victorian garden around the pool. Some more beautiful big peonies here that need some staking yet. Daylilies, some sedum right here. Irises, some bearded irises, Siberian irises, and some of these spring flowering bulbs are dotted all through here. It's a really pretty, loosely planted garden. That hyacinth smells so good. Some real classics there, but all of these big planters that surround this pool area have these really cool obelisks in them that my brother built to match the pergola work and all the woodwork throughout the property. And they've got a clematis in them as well. And then we load it all up with annuals here. And this is a really pretty planting. It's fun. The clematis grows all up on this little obelisk here. And then we've got some annual color that'll flow out there. That's all going in a couple of weeks yet. So come along up through the gate here. This traditionally was a little sporting lawn tennis court well over 100 years ago when the home was built. The new owners really love golf, so it's been converted to a little bit of a putting green here. And this pergola up here is planted with grapes. So these just need to be trimmed up a little bit. They've got some pretty wild hairs on them still from last fall. And so we'll just trim them back. And I like to trim these sort of arches into the grapevines so that you can see through back into this beautiful stonework. And but it still, you know, is a really thick canopy of grapevines up through here. This little area gets some really nice benches that we still have to set into the gravel next to this beautiful historic old fountain. So this is original to the property on this location, and there's been a lot of stonework and restoration done on this property to revive and bring all these old walls back to life. And this, so you can see, this has been reset in a new concrete face, but this fountain and this basin and everything are original to the house. We've got to clean this all out today and get this baby turned back on. I'm pretty excited about that. So hopefully we'll have that back on and I can add a clip onto this video of it running, because the sound is just really pretty, how it echoes off of this stone wall and everything kind of toward the back of the property here. These are all alliums that come up like a big bank of those classic big purple globe flowers all the way along this whole wall. And then following the alliums are all these little dwarf hostas. It's a very simple, just green leafed hosta, but it fills this entire bed so that once the alliums are finished, the hostas really fill it out, and we can just cut the foliage of those alliums back. And then the hostas flower a purple as well. So we almost, you know, have this really consistent flower of purple against this back wall, which is pretty fun. So let's just peek up this way. We'll check in on the crew here. We'll spy on them. Oh, this is cool. Look at this mossiness here. I love moss on these old walls and everything. I can take that and stick that somewhere else and just, it'll grow. But so the crew up here is currently weeding through this back gravel driveway and getting that all cleaned up back by the barn. And I'm sure they're doing a great job, so I'm gonna go check on them and crack the whip a little bit. But we'll add a little bit of footage to this video here in a little bit when we get the fountain back up and running and get some of these beds mulched and amended and everything like that. So anyway, I thought it'd be fun to show you guys through what we're doing here today. Have a great day, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye.